Larry, thank you so much. Big news during the game tonight. The Mets have acquired the reliever AJ Ramos from the Miami Marlins. He's 30 years old. This season, pitching to a 3.63 ERA, 47 strikeouts in 49 and two-thirds innings, appearing in 40 games and putting up 20 saves on the year. In exchange for Ramos, the Mets giving up the right-handed pitcher Merandy Gonzalez, pitching at single A this year, the number 9 prospect in the Mets system, and Ricardo Cespedes, an outfielder, 19 years old, the number 22 prospect in the Mets system. So, Nelson Figueroa, here's a Mets team that we think they're going to be sellers here at the trading deadline, and they are buyers tonight. What's your reaction to that?
Well, you ever go to the mall and you think, I really don't want anything but see a big sale, and you say, oh, maybe I can get this. This is exactly what the Mets are doing right here. This is a very nice item to pick up, and they didn't have to overpay for it. It didn't come cheap. You're talking about prospects. I get it. But these were A-ball prospects, and one guy still in rookie ball at Coney Island. So they're a long ways away from making it to the major leagues. They're not going to help out your team who's in a win-now mode. AJ Ramos is someone who can help your team out now, plus he's under control for the next year, so he can help out your team this year and next year. It's a great acquisition.
That's a very good point, because he is under team control now through next season. But what does it mean for the immediate Mets and how this impacts them right now?
Oh, what it does is it gives you another reliable arm. The back end of the bullpen, what we kept saying, is in dire need of another veteran arm. This is a guy with 92 saves in the last 3 seasons. He can close, he can set up, he's done a little bit of everything. I do believe that he's going to probably be that 8th inning guy that Sewald was tonight. You have a little bit more confidence with AJ Ramos because he has a proven track record of having fulfilled that role. So now you have Sewald going to the 7th, you have Blevins being used whenever needed, like we saw tonight. You were able to use him in the 7th inning. That was a huge moment to be able to use him. Think about using a guy as a stopper rather than just a closer. Blevins gets the job done there. Now, all of a sudden, you have another weapon to the back end of this bullpen. It's a great move.
And then if Jeurys Familia does come back sometime in the not-so-distant future, all of a sudden you've got a little bit of depth inside that bullpen, something that has been so sorely lacking for this team. But spin this forward now. Look ahead to next year and what this means for the Mets moving forward.
Well, Blevins is a free agent, and you got Reed as also a free agent. If they're not traded and they finish out as Mets, I'm sure they're going to try and sign Blevins back. He's been a most reliable left-handed pitcher in a long time in a Met uniform. So Reed, you never know what's going to happen with that and how the market shapes out. We've seen it so many times where guys think, oh, well, I'm going to go out and get a 4-year deal for $40-50 million. It doesn't always pan out that way. So you look at what you have coming back for sure. You have Familia, you may have Blevins, you have Sewald, you definitely have Ramos now under control. I like the way that bullpen shapes up for the foreseeable future.
Well, certainly you would think you've got Blevins moving forward. They've got a team option on him at a very reasonable price for next season. So here's a question, a hypothetical, not really even a hypothetical, but here's a guy in Ramos who's now off the market. And so we've heard a lot about Addison Reed. He's somebody they're thinking about trading. Does it up his trade value now because there's one less guy out there to acquire?
It absolutely does. So the Maverick does it yet again, finds a way to do not just help his own team out, but really raise his stock on one of the pitchers, one of the commodities that's really so wanted right now in the trade market. Somebody at the back end of the bullpen, and Addison Reed. Whenever Familia comes back, yes, he's going back into that closer's role, but he's definitely right now holding a very good trade chip.